Hi Leo Moons, thank you so much for being here. I am Divine Femme Carrot 144, very happy, grateful, and blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their moon sign in the zodiac sign of Leo, unlimited to anyone who should find this message or should this message find you. For your reading, I will be doing a Celtic spread, and then we'll get a major arcana, and then we'll get a card here from the deck that I created that has the lunar phases and zodiac signs. Um, I've already channeled a significator card for you, this being simply about action. That's what I got there for you. So this is going to be the Knight of Rods. This is going to be a Leo card. And I do feel this being a strong sense of activation connected to the sun from within you, moving away from a lot of the darkness. Where I do feel for a lot of you, there may, like I'm getting equilibrium being important. And so this just being some supportive energy to help to bring this about. Getting away from a sullen energy is what I'm getting. Where with the sun and the moon, really easy to do, to be in more of the sun or to be in more of the moon energy. So this being about, again, the equilibrium energy, not so much focusing on the moon, but focusing on the fire. So these cards have been pre-shuffled. I should mention too, Rods is also going to be Sagittarius, Aries, and Ophiuchus. Night energy is a part of Chariot energy. Chariot energy is 7 energy connected to balance, which I just mentioned. That also being a part of Libra energy. All 4 of the Knights are going to create the Chariot energy. And that Chariot energy traditionally will be about sitting, assessing, observing, and doing what one needs to do, and that being about having the tools and utilizing them in the right way, almost like a magician energy. But the Chariot energy being more about overcoming and conquering, as each night will represent defending the element that it stands for, that it represents. So, yeah. I'm going to shuffle this deck to get the clarifying energy for the significator. And we'll go ahead and begin here. Let's put that, we'll float that up there. Okay, clarify the Knight of Rods. Just painted my nails, so just trying not to smash the nice new paint I just put on on my nails. Okay. So let's get the clarifier for the action energy, the significator energy. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Very interesting. And this was in reverse. But the Celtic, I'm glad that happened because I didn't say this, but the Celtic does not take reversal. Okay, so we have the 4 of Pentacles. So this is going to be action coming from this energy here. I'm not necessarily, if it is about action, I do feel this is more about an activation. But the 4 of Pentacles will be about withholding. And I was going to say, this is the exact same card that just came out for the Cancer reading that I just did, in the same exact position. The story I do feel may be different for you, but we'll take a look here. The 4 energy is going to be connected to Cancerian energy. Pentacles will be Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And then I'm almost getting the same the same message. Where I'm noticing Three of Pentacles in the front of the chest. There's a large pentacle at the crown. Where this pentacle here in the middle of the chest is blocking the heart chakra. After I did the Cancer reading, I also noticed that these two pentacles kind of reminded me of testicles. And then when I seen that, I got this large energy of a penis here. So this being very sexual energy, I feel this is suppressing, this is withholding, connected to sexual activity. So if there's been any kind of withholding in the, where I feel this is kind of speaking to the Leo moon energy, actually. The moon energy being more of a subtle energy here, and then the Leo energy. So this is actually looking like I'm getting a balance to the withholding energy here to kind of release, like I'm getting a release. So some of you, I'm getting like intimacy, sex on the horizon, and there being no withholding. With the action energy to this withholding, I feel that this is about some explosive climax type energy connected to intimacy or romance. I don't get it being low vibrational sex. I do get this being more of a elevated soul sex situation here. Let's see what crosses this energy here. We have the Three of Rods. Now this also came through in the Cancerian reading here too, as a divine feminine who was painting on a new blank canvas here, waiting for one's ships to come in. Three of Rods will typically be about that. So this being activation on ships coming in is what I'm getting. I also got too that as blank as this can appear here, white light was also associated for the Cancer reading. But as blank as this could be, this is all about creating and manifesting what it is that you want to see rather than what others want you to see. Okay, let's see what crowns one. I'm going to scoot these up just a tad. Beautiful. We have the Empress. Venus energy. This will be a part of that Libra energy. Empress is a card of 3. And then I'd see all the beautiful stars here. That giving me like past lifetimes of just being mega ultra beautiful and successful. Being here in this lifetime as that as well. But I'm getting more of a subtle energy also here too. And so the Empress is going to be all 4 queens. Very interesting that we got that energy here with the Chariot. But I get this being more of an activation here. And so also too, the Empress is great at creating, birthing everything. I shouldn't say everything, but being able to birth and create new. The staff is going to be important. I do feel that this is connected to chastity and protection. And then I do see the wheat here standing for major abundance. Typically in the Empress card, you would see more flourishing surroundings. I'm seeing like mountains, canyon type energy here. And then the Venus symbol here, I do feel there's like a call for some love here. I do see a comforting energy here. And with this the staff energy here, I just get a strong sense of protection here. And the energy of birthing something new. Venus is going to be the ruler of Libra and Taurus, representing love, beauty, comforts, luxuries, great power, magnetism, specialness, divinity. I also get with this 3 here too. It takes a lot to get to the Empress status with that notion of all 4 queens, all 4 element and energies, that having mastered each of those in order to get to this beautiful Empress status. This could also be a mother here too. Very warm, nurturing, loving energy. Again, it'll be all the queens. So, um, wealthy, stability, stable, grounded, intuitive, very attractive, very majestic, mystical, a go getter, and then a truth teller, integrity, very knowledgeable and wise, and will do what they need to do that serves them best. Beautiful energy here. Great divinity I also get with that as well. Let's see what is beneath this catalytic energy here. Two of Swords. So right away I just get any kind of indecision or not seeing something. I'm hearing the truth. But with that, I notice this is a blindfolded energy. And there's two very huge swords. I also notice that this energy is naked. And then there's grave, like lately I've been getting like grave sites here. So I get some kind of underworld stuff here where there was an attempt to have someone held hostage to not see the truth. But as much as one doesn't use their eyes, it's just like almost like someone being blind. And even though that blind person is not able to see, not having sight is only going to enhance one's other senses and make them stronger in the areas of what it is that they are able to utilize. So I even see the ears being covered too. Sense of smell is going to be significant. I feel that's going to be important for the Taurus energy. Taurus, and that being Venus energy, Empress energy. So I get that being heightened along with taste, connected to the mouth and speech. The mouth is not covered, so this could be about that truth-telling energy I was getting strongly from the Empress here. So speaking one's truth, and then there being something connected to sense and smell. We don't see hands, we don't see feet, so any kind of notion of sensitizing or being able to feel is also not seen. But then I'm also noticing like the hair, that being a part of senses too. So that being important as well in some kind of way. Whatever was designed here with any kind of intent to have someone held hostage and to not see, only heightened again the other senses that they do have to release this energy, and this possibly being why this is beneath one in the ground where it belongs. Let's see what's behind. Swords will be air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And then this may be about two people with the Two of Swords and the indecision. Alright, so let's see what is behind. Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, very interesting. It's reminding me of the Ten of Pentacles. I got a couple of things where I got a block. I got no longer working. And as I say the block energy, I notice there's 3 nails here. Coffin energy, underhanded work of someone trying to put someone under in order to take their work and take credit for it is what I'm getting here. The reason why I'm also getting that is because I see pentacles here and then 2 pentacles here. You see 6 pentacles here, 2 pentacles here, and the 10 of pentacles. At the awning, at the top of the awning, there's 8 pentacles and then 2 pentacles. So I get this being almost connected. And in that Ten of Pentacles, there was a couple that was hiding, had a huge blanket that was over them where you could only see the blanket, and their backs were turned where you couldn't, like, their heads were, all you could see were their heads, you couldn't see faces. And then there was a little kid who was sitting on the floor next to this couple, but you could see the kid's face. And I can't remember exactly what reading that was. I just did it a few readings ago. The Mercury notification just came through. That having to do with communication. Mercury being the ruler of Virgo and Gemini. But I'm getting underhanded stuff here. And like coffin type stuff. And this is actually falling over this Two of Swords here. And then seeing the hammer here, this being the person doing the work. Six of Pentacles here with this being behind one, where I do get Empress energy being connected to this catalytic action, which will be a lot of you here. Could be connected to breadcrumbing, and then the Two of Pentacles association with that breadcrumbing energy being about someone juggling. So in the juggling, paying more attention, and I did get this here, and that also being a part of the last reading I just did. And that being third party, where typically with a juggling situation, you're gonna one would have, just from what I've seen in the past, one would have like a main person, and then you'd have like the person on the side or what have you. So that's what I'm getting here. But again, I also channeled no more working or being given credit also too for one's work, and that being seen as well. No more getting the short end of the stick is also what I'm getting, because this Empress energy is present here. Alright, let's see what is, eights will be Scorpio energy, also Saturn energy with the infinity symbol, and the Magician energy is also coming through. As I say that 3 energy is also going to be Magician energy, but just as this energy is here, not in any kind of royal form connected to the Empress energy, I feel this is the 3 energy that's trumping this 3 energy and this 3 energy. And as I notice that, these 3s create this 6. 2 breadcrumbers, possibly. Emperor energy will also be here. This is the Emperor and the Minor Arcana also too. I just get it being too much. I also want to note too that the Cancer reading that I just did had the Justice card at the top of the reading where the Empress is. I'm getting almost the same exact energy here. But this being, like I said at the beginning of this reading, I do get this being a similar story, but it's going to be very distinct, especially connected to the catalytic activation that's there. Let's see what is before one. Page of Cups. I'm hearing a surprise, but I'm also hearing an apology. So take what resonates for that. I see that fish coming out of the cup, and then some tulips here. This could definitely be a surprise. Some good expression of love, lightheartedness also here too is a part of that Page of Cup energy. Happy-go-lucky energy also. Cups is going to be water. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and a fucus. And with that Ten of Pentacles that came through associated with this Eight of Pentacles, I did mention a child. That could also be the situation here too, with the Empress being present, and now we have the Page of Cups. But I see flowers here. I get this being more of a surprise energy, but then also some love that's coming through, especially with the withholding energy being present here. Tulips are going to be springtime energy. We are currently in that season. Easter is upon us here too, so that could be significant as well. That's pretty. All right, let's see what the attitude is of the significator and the clarifier of that. Six of Pentacles. And this not being the breadcrumbing. We don't have a Six of Pentacles connected to a juggling Two of Pentacles here. So this is what I get here. I get this being about a rendering of something connected to, and this being a 10 energy of ending here too, and this being beneath and behind. So this being somewhat of a boom here on some withholding, and now there's no longer any withholding. As I'm also noticing the 4, between the 4 and the 6 here is going to be that 2. That 2 is gone. It's not present. We go from the 4 to the 6. So maybe this being illuminated here too, and in it being illuminated, this is why this is behind 1. So now we have reciprocity, balance, and that was mentioned with the Knight of Rod and that catalytic activation associated with balance, Libra energy, Chariot energy, overcoming and conquering, things being made right, fair and just. And I see 2 Pentacles here. But I don't get it being associated with what's here. And I also feel seeing these 4 Pentacles here is going to speak to this energy here, who's possibly extending more with the increase of these 2 Pentacles in addition to the 4 Pentacles. And them not looking like they're holding on. These are all surrounding and almost like stuck to this energy here. These are all loose, but they're still surrounding energies. And there's Libra energy of love there, along with the balance. With the pink energy, the pink is also going to represent the heart chakra. And I did mention in the last reading that this pentacle here was right in front of the heart chakra, blocking the love. It's very close to the throat chakra there too, which could affect communication and speech. The Empress having no qualms about speaking their truth. And so I feel in speaking their truth, it's the catalyst to bring about equality and reciprocity, fairness. Crown energy, I also noticed too, has purple on it. And I am seeing purple here around the heart chakra, the Empress. That could speak to what we have here, starting at the throat, going all the way to the crown. And then I do see white here, where there's I'm getting like white light activation possibly. And a pillar of pink. So with the opening of the chakras here, love being brought into the situation here. I also see a lot of triangles here too. So this could be lesson for this person connected to femininity and female energy. Sex also too. And I did pick this up strongly connected to that energy. So there being lessons connected to how to treat women. And this Empress may have a major part in this with that catalytic activation there. That being a lot of you there is the Empress. Sixes are going to be connected to unconditional love and Virgo energy. Very interesting that that Mercury notification just came through here too, because that being important connected to communication and this equal give and take and reciprocity. More Pentacles is going to be Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. I do notice this being component energy with the 4 and the 6 of Pentacles being present, that being 10 of Pentacles. So this being work for someone here connected to the Empress. Emperor energy did come through, but this is minor arcana energy. But take what resonates. We'll continue to see 10 of Pentacles will be about overall major stability, great family life, supportive foundation, ancestral energy, children, pets, luxuries, having everything that one could want and need, that also including emotional fulfillment. Now sometimes, depending on how that 10 of Pentacles shows up, because we hardly have any cups here, but I do see a lot of love that's coming through with the pink energy. And that also being connected to Libra energy very strongly in the balance. And then we have this love energy in the Page of Cups here, where I get very similar energy connected to this person. Here in the 4 of Pentacles, connected to the Empress. I'm almost getting like this being like something here. I'm hearing interference. Two of Pentacles has come through in past readings as someone who was juggling and playing with two people's lives, interfering and getting involved, and it may be related to someone being moved away from, being salty, and then reacting. So that could be possible. With the 8 and the 6 here, we do have the 2 Pentacles kind of floating throughout that in the mist between those two, where 2 to the 6 would create the 8. With the head down of this person here too, I just, within this fire light, and this being about actual action, but the face here in this Knight of Rods is shy. I just feel like the shine from this fire is illuminating. And this being also true here too, with this card actually being here in this reading. Alright, so let's see what the environmental energy is surrounding this energy. 5 of Swords. And I see the 2 swords here. This is taking one's power back. This is going to be related to the feminine energy that's here that I do get being connected to the Empress. So I just get there being some kind of intent connected to seeing someone as just a regular old Joe of a female, not realizing that they were an Empress. It being like a big oopsies. And this may be why we have this going on now here. Someone taking their power back. That's all I get here. There's no distinction with any of these swords. I do see 3 swords, where it could be about third party connected to love, or as we see the pink chakra, heart chakra energy there, Libra energy too, major imbalance. 5 energy will be about transforming energy. So what was here that heightened and made a feminine stronger is going to be right there in the Empress, speaking to what's also here too. Hierophant energy is also going to be significant, connected to contracts. So the 2 people energy, I do kind of get this here, and then that's speaking to the 2 swords that we see there, connected to backstabbing and betrayal. Swords is going to be air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And then I notice the, like I'm getting this being like confusion. Almost like what's behind the blindfold. We have this 5 and this 2 coming together to create 7 of Swords. And that being about deception, stealing, taking what doesn't belong to one, believing that one could get away with it. Boom. Someone, it's like a big oopsies. It's a boom on the oopsies. That's what I get. That 7 also is going to be that Libra energy. So that just confirming the major imbalance that I also picked up, connected to why this Knight of Rods was being channeled for your reading. to make things right, to help one to overcome and to conquer and be in their power. And this being, I get strongly this Empress energy, taking their power back. So let's see what the hopes and fears are. The Magician. So right away, I'm getting the Eight of Pentacles. To confirm is going to be what's at the crown. The infinity symbol that I mentioned here, connected to the 8, also associated with Saturn. What goes around comes around. What we put out there is what we get back. This also being energy that I mentioned that was very similar to the Chariot energy. This Magician energy will have access to all 4 elements to, I'm getting to manipulate here with this particular reading and with it following the 5 of Swords. And this being the whodunit right there, the one. Triangles are here in the upright position where we see them in the downward position here, but I get, no pun intended, but I get more of a fire association here too. Leo's coming through. So this could be, as I said, with the balancing of your sun and your moon energy, dealing, I feel you may have dealt with both spectrums of the energy from within you. And this being significant for you, I feel it's very special as far as activation to ascending. So, and I say that to kind of express like the uniqueness of having both qualities, like ecliptic energy that's together here with you being a Leo moon energy. And so having more, I wouldn't say extensive work to do, shadow work to do, but it just being more distinct and unique as to how that's going to work for you to help you to ascend into more of your truth and your soul's purpose. And it may be a little dark. That's what I'm getting. A little bit more dark, you know, having to deal with that versus some of the other signs. But again, that just speaking to the true qualities from within you, helping to bring all of that out so that you could really be in your power, living your best life the way that God intended for you to. So I'm also noticing veil energy. I see very similar energy of placement of this person, almost looking like the surrounding of that Empress energy there. So that manipulating energy also going to be associated with what's here, and then also with that Empress there too. And then even this energy association, I just get this being interference of a connection of some sort. Now with things being brought to light, things are being made right. That might be a title that rhyme like no other. But that's what I get here. And I get it being more of a fear. We create what we fear. This energy is behind. So just because it shows up here doesn't mean that it's going to affect or apply anymore. This Knight is the initial card here, and that being about overcoming and conquering. And illumination is also present here too. So that also speaking to new cycles beginning without that there. Let's see what your outcome is. This could be Emperor energy here too with that 1. And so we've got 2 Emperor energies on each side of this catalytic activation. Boom. Queen of Swords. Off with your heads. Dance, dance till you're dead. Heads will roll. That's from, I haven't seen that movie, but I heard it was in Sing, the movie Sing, the animated movie. I'll have to watch that. I tried to watch it once and I fell asleep. But that's the song that I'm getting. I might have to, that might even be a title too. You got a couple things coming through. But this is that Sword of Truth. And I mentioned in the Cancer reading that I just did that any queen energy that presents itself, if the Empress is present, this is speaking to the Empress and what they are embracing. This Queen of Swords is cutting off what does not serve them. They're also, and it could be connected to the sex energy and the testicle energy, the penis energy, all this overpowering, like emperors that have gone wild. And that's kind of been an underlying message. For a lot of the readings that I've been doing here. So some naughtiness being caught here, an apology possibly coming through, some love definitely coming through that's needed, given that we have some manipulation and sabotage. Someone taking their power back connected to this. With this sword, to the power being taken back here that I got here for the Empress. This is going to be Six of Swords of moving away from what does not serve. So this also being about unconditional love, learning to put oneself first, love oneself, protect oneself, all of this energy here surrounding that beautiful heart chakra. But this is showing also too that there's love going from the root all the way to the throat. Beyond that, this is High Priestess energy that you don't get to know about. And so this sword of truth also crossing over the heart. This is going to be protection. And I did say that here. I picked that up here. You don't even see that here, but that's what was being picked up. Because this Venus energy, it just looks like it's depleting. And so I feel that in this sword activity here, roses being the healing energy here too. Also the 5. Look at the beauty of this transmutation. So dealing with sabotage, taking one's power back, also illuminating truth, but communicating this in a very boss way where I feel it's both spiritual and physical. Taking this transformative energy of this low vibrational 5, having dealt with this 2 of Swords energy, what have you, the roses as a result, the beauty that comes from this beautiful Empress here. And it's in the same location as the wheat. This is abundant flow for all eternity. Divinity, pretty much. Very knowledgeable and wise. And I did speak on this Queen of Swords while speaking on the Empress here. So this is being strongly what this Empress has embraced. Again, cutting off what does not serve. 6 of Swords coming through also too. Getting out of choppy waters. Speaking their truth on the grave sites and what they experienced here. And so with that here, we have that 3 of Swords, and that being a part of where I got one taking their power back in the name of love here, learning how to love themselves, and then just being covered and surrounded with love. The healing of love, also healing every single chakra. Root, sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra. Nothing but love. And with the roses on top, that just is like the icing on the cake. The beauty and the blessing that's designed for this Empress, not to be held hostage or to be mistreated or to be sabotaged or to have their work taken or to be breadcrumbed or to be juggled. Boom. Speaking truth on what's happened to them, and in doing this, it's transforming everything. This is the catalytic activation, the speaking the truth, and it all being illuminated. The power of one also increasing here too. But it's almost like, don't you know who I am? And if you didn't know, now you know. Kind of heard some sirens out there. It's super early in the morning. Action. Alright, let's get your major arcana. Set those there. Major arcana for Leo moon. And this, that's too many, Spirit. This Queen of Swords is also going to be a card of Aries. So that being even more fire energy, that will explain this catalytic activation where we see the wand being held here. The transformative energy of sexual energy associated with these surroundings. And just how magical and mystical this Empress creates with the power of the tools that they've been given as mastery to be able to use to empower. One card for Leo Moon. So yeah, that Page of Cups could definitely be an apology. We have the Moon card, and these are secrets. I also see Superwoman, a woman who may have felt like they escaped. And it's not even about escaping. They've had the power from within themselves the entire time. It was just being put in these ridiculous situations here that helped them. And this also speaking to a lot of you as Empresses and this beautiful Queen of Sword energy that's here in this reading, being Leo Moon energy. So the fire, just as I said at the beginning of this reading, the balance being very important. This being the fire. And just because this is Aries doesn't mean it can't represent the fire that is speaking to you. But I get the fire, and then the water. So the sun and the moon. And this being ecliptic energy, where you are right here is this catalytic activation. Leo moons. Beautiful. This is beautiful. You're beautiful. And you know it. You may not have known it before, but you know it now. Due to, some detriment, but that's how we learn and that's how we grow. Everything that happens for us, never to us. This is a card of 18, comes together to create an overall 9 energy. So that's speaking to the powerful spirituality and leadership from within one. That 9 could be significant for a lot of you in your own significant way. I do get also the stance of independence and just great power. Sagittarius energy is coming through too. But 9s are also about completions. And moving on into the 10. And we have the 10 here. So I feel that a decision, use your best judgment here for whatever's taking place here connected to what's before you here in this Page of Cup. Also seeing the 6 of Pentacles connected to the 4 of Pentacles combining to make a 10. Use your best judgment. The feet energy may be significant. Pisces may also be significant. It will be the polarity of Virgo, which is part of that mercurial energy. But I get this being more about seeing actual feet being connected to this 5 of Pentacles. I'm also getting there too. And there being some kind of lack that may have been kept secret here too. It just going back to this here and the waiting. Alright, let's get to your final card. Oh, let's see what's at the bottom. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this came out for the last reading too. We have Temperance. Patience is going to be here. Patience, having dealt with a 2 of Cup, 2 vessel type energy. Star, Destiny, also here too. Where in the Star card you would see 2 vessels also being used, but it would be fluid and have water. In this card there's no water. There's nothing. And then also her eyes are closed. So coming out of this with this 14 coming together to create a 5 connected to contracts that were not honored. But that 5 will also go back to this. So going through this, help one to take their power back. This also being about manifesting a new contract. I also get to there being some kind of connection here with that moon energy being looked at by the feminine energy there. Okay, let's get your final card. For Leo Moon. Like I see that throat energy on the Empress. Very protected. Whoa. The ears, everything. Like, it's a very powerful card. You can feel the powerful energy from within these feminine cards here too. Sagittarius. Boom. And boom. So the card of Sagittarius here with the Temperance card, that's also divine timing. I get great patience being had with that, having dealt with what's beneath and behind. That's helped one to transform. And to notice the feet here too. We've gone from the socks to not even having any socks. So this could be a prolonged duration of time here. That was that someone experienced without going without love. And why there's so much love here on this Queen of Swords now. So, Sagittarius card. Fix it, Jesus. We're upon Easter here. Sagittarius, so swaggy. Here's the symbol. Color for Sagittarius will be purple. And then for Sagittarius, it says fire, fun, and foxy. Leaders, healers, way showers, life of the party. Card of 14. That's a 5. So great spirituality with the Hierophant energy and then also Sagittarius energy. Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius and both Pisces too, where to get Pisces in that moon card too. So utilize this energy. I feel this is going to speak to, and I should mention too, the Temperance card is also a twin flame card. So that could be significant, but I feel this is about, and this could be bow and arrow type energy, Sagittarius or centaurs, and they have a target, they go for it. So that could be significant. I feel it may be more about what's taking place connected to the catalytic action of the withholding. And again, as I said before, if this is about this energy coming through with this apology and whatever it is, use your best judgment. You're in your power here as this Queen of Swords. Continue into that and do what's best for you. Leo Moons, this was your reading. I hope that these messages were helpful, enlightening, empowering, and enriching here for you. I also want to mention here too, anyone who has mistreated you. This also being lesson here too in what it is that you want to allow, where you stand with that sword and what it is that you do moving forward is going to be very important. But if someone was given an opportunity or a chance, even if there was interference, it's being up to the actual person themselves to make their own decisions for themselves and not be influenced. I also had the message the other day of there being gossip coming from low vibrational people, and then others taking the word of that low vibrational person. It's like if you're taking the word of that person rather than going with what you know, where you're going straight to the source, that kind of puts you in the same boat with that person who's that low vibe gossiper. So again, and I kind of see that here. So take what resonates for you and again, do what's best for you. Again, I hope that these messages were helpful, enlightening, empowering, and enriching here for you. I thank you all so much for your continued love and support. Welcome to all new subscribers, and until we meet again, I wish you all the very best. Take great care. I love you. Peace.